Hello, holistic silk lovers. My name is Samira. I am here in the Swiss Alps where I moved 2 years ago now and asked Holistic Silk if I could do a little story for you guys to help you unwind and relax with a little glorious mountain backdrop so that you can imagine breathing in all this lovely mountain air. It's going to be a very gentle restorative class, so roll out your mat, maybe grab your eye pillow, which we will use for the relaxation at the end, and I will guide you, so you really don't need to worry looking at the screen too much. So come and have a little lying down on your back. So you want to come and lie with your knees hugged in, and I've got my back towards you, but I need some sunshine in my face because it's been a long day in front of the computer. So with your knees hugged in here, just begin to connect with your breath for a few rounds. See if you can breathe into your belly. Feel your navel rising and falling. And then you want to slowly begin to draw little circles over the base of your spine with your knees together. And if it hurts to have your knees together, you can of course have your knees a little bit apart. Do what feels good for you, for your body. And then a few little circles the other way. So just quite gentle, unwinding our body from our long day. Maybe you've been with kids all day, homeschooling, maybe you've been working, maybe you've had a lot on. So just come and unwind and begin to connect with yourself and with your breath. And really letting yourself be. You're going to have a few circles like this with your big toe joints together and your knees circling outwards and inwards. And then you want to reverse those circles, going the other way. Still having your big toe joints together. And feel with your hands on your knees, your shoulders moving in your back, in your upper torso. Then from here you want to lift your legs up into the sky, lift your arms up into the sky as well, and draw a few little circles with your wrists and with your ankles. Circles one way, and a few little circles the other way. And then you want to hug your knees back in and stay here for a few more breaths. Maybe you want to grab a hold of one wrist if your body is able. If it's not, just keep your hands on your knees. So you've got a nice alpine background. I moved here 2 years ago and I wanted to share this beautiful space with you. I'm doing this little restorative practice for you guys. So you can either be still or you can rock from side to side. If you're holding one wrist, hold the other wrist now. And then you want to interlace your hands, reach them up and over, slide your legs down, flex your feet, pushing into the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet for a breath in. And exhale, really release and really soften. And then grab a hold of your right wrist and point your right toes. Inhaling into the right side of your body, and exhale, really release. And do the same on the left. Point your left toes, extend your left arm. And exhale, release. You're going to walk your feet in, step your heels wide towards the edges of your mat and your knees towards the center. Bring your arms up and over, interlace your fingers and begin to draw little circles. I've just got a cramp in my calf. Little circles like this, soft, gentle circles with your elbows soft, with your shoulders soft. And it's like a little self-massage. I find it really helps me when I've had a long day, when I've had a lot of tension in my upper back, my shoulders and my neck at the moment are quite achy, and maybe you feel the same. And if you do, this is for you. And then drawing little figures of 8 with your wrists. Just releasing your wrists. And you can also extend your right arm forwards and hold onto your hand, your right top of your hand or back of your hand. And then doing the same with the left. Stretching out into the extensors, and just doing that for a few rounds, or keep circling or making those figures of 8, whatever feels good for you today. And then you want to release, you want to spread your arms wide, let them hover above the ground as if you're about to give someone a hug. I have lived in Switzerland too long, my English has gone down. So here you're hugging someone, visualize that person, bring them into your field of awareness. And then slowly release the arms down, bring your arms down by your sides, square your feet and hug your knees in once again. You're going to do a little moving the knees forwards and backwards. So your left knee goes forwards and your right knee goes in, and then you swap them around. And you might also get a little bit of an extension through this top of your shoulder here and the arm that you've got extended. So just doing a few of those. Then we're going to add a little semicircle. So your left knee goes forward and your right knee in. You're going to semicircle the knees out to the sides until they swap positions, and bring it back to the center. And then again, left knee forwards, right knee in, little semicircle, and back to the center. Last one, left knee forward, right knee in, semicircle, and back to the center, and change. Right leg goes forwards, left knee in, circle around and back to the center, and change. Right knee forwards, left knee in, circle around and change. One more. And then this time a little bit more free flowing. You can play around. So just finding a little free flow with that. Legs going one way and the other way. And then release your feet down to the ground, arms down by your sides. You're going to slowly rock the pelvis forwards and backwards for a few rounds, creating a little gap between your lower back and the floor as you rock the pelvis forwards. And then you tilt the pelvis back, lift the pubic bone, or the pubic bone lifts towards the sky, but the spine stays on the ground for now. Doing a few of these little rocks, forwards and backwards, with breath. And then tucking the pelvis under, the pubic bone coming up towards the sky, you're going to peel the spine away from the floor. And then pressing your arms down as your pelvis lifts up. And you want to stay here for a few breaths. And then slowly peel down. You're going to soften through your sternum and your chest and ripple the spine down vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale, release at the bottom, and we'll do that once more, slowly peeling the spine up and off the floor, vertebrae by vertebrae. Finding that ripple and opening through the chest, pressing forearms and upper arms down into the ground and feet as well. Try and keep your knees in line with your bones, with your feet and with your hips. Don't let them roll out or in. And then soften through the sternum, begin to ripple the spine back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. From here, you're going to step your feet nice and wide. Maybe even let your toes curl over the edges of your mat, and you're going to let your knees drop to your left. And then you're going to bring the knees back to the center and then let them drop to your right. And bring them back to the center. Let them drop to your left. Bring them back to the center, to your right. So back to the center, your knees are going to drop to your right and you're going to look away from your knees. So I'm looking over my right shoulder, and close your eyes. And then slowly let your knees come back to the center. Let them drop the other way. Turn your head away from your knees. So my knees are to the right and my head is turned over to the left side. My eyes are soft, gaze inwards. And then staying here, you're going to bring your left arm up and over. You're going to come up to sit like this. Keep your legs where they were in that kind of zigzag position. Lift your right arm up into the sky and have a little breath there. So your legs just staying the same way that they were when we were lying down. And then you want to slowly come back down, walk your hands down, come and lie down on your back. Square yourself on your mat, feet still, toes curled over the edges of your mat. Let your knees drop to your left. Reaching your right arm up and over, lying on your left side, and then use your right hand to walk yourself up until you're sitting like this, staying here, and then reach your left arm up and take a breath there. And then slowly release your hands down to the floor. Square yourself up on your mat. So you're here, square your feet, have them parallel, your hands on the floor behind you, and you're going to lift your belly up into the sky. Feel your chest opening here. Take a couple of breaths, and if this hurts, then just come back down. If it feels good, then stay here. One more deep breath. And then you want to slowly release. We're going to come into my favorite position, child's pose. You can use a bolster or a pillow or some blankets if you wanted, but you don't have to. But I'll show you the modified version. So you're going to have your knees on either side of the bolster and then let your head rest to one side, and I'll tell you when to change to the other side. Or you can just have your knees again a little bit wider, forearms down on the ground. Either make a pillow for your forehead to rest on or rest your forehead on the mat. Take some nice deep breaths here. If you had your head on the bolster turned to one side, then turn it to the other side now. And then slowly coming up, and come and sit cross-legged, sitting on a block pillow bolster, or you can sit on the sofa as well. And we're just going to address our shoulders. I'm actually going to show you from the side. So you're sitting cross-legged, and I have my knees quite forward, so I've got a little triangle from my pubic bone to my knees. And I've got my right shin in front of my left, and we will change the other side, so don't worry. And then you want to spread your arms out to the sides, and you want to wrap or give yourself a hug and wrap your left arm over on top of your right. So you're giving yourself a little hug, and you might want to just curl the head in and feel the neck lengthening. And then you want to slowly come back up. You're going to unfold your arms from behind you, so move the hands away from your back, and then either bring the backs of your hands together or as near to one another as they can, or you can find the bind. And so Garudasana arms. And you just want to take a few breaths here, letting the elbows float up and down for a few rounds. And then you want to slowly release your arms and either have your hands on your knees and gently lean forwards here to get a little bit of an opening through your lower back and your glutes. And then coming back up, crossing your legs the other way. So left shin is in front of right. And again, arms nice and wide. Just gonna move my paper, otherwise it's gonna fly away. Arms nice and wide. Right arm over left. Hug yourself. Feel your shoulders. And tuck your chin into your chest and take a little bow forwards to really let yourself be. Connecting back with yourself, with who you are. amazing living, breathing miracle. So you want to find, or you want to bring the hands away from your back and keeping one elbow on top of the other, find the backs of your hands and or find the bind. And again, doing that same thing, floating the elbows up and down for a few rounds. And then you want to slowly unravel your arms and again begin to lean forwards into your stretch there. And then slowly release, shake out your legs, give them a little pitter patter. And then I invite you to come and lie down on your back, and I'm going to come and sit up and talk you through a little guided practice. If you have your eye pillow, place it over your eyes and enjoy that heavenly scent of lavender. And if you haven't got one, I recommend you to get one. It's the fastest way into relaxation. I find it really helps with migraines also, or headaches if you've got tension, and yeah, just beginning to soften and sink back in. So lovely ones, have a little lie down and close your eyes. And begin to feel your belly breath. Begin to feel the navel rising and falling. For a few rounds, the navel goes up and down, really connecting with that breath in your belly. Rather than breathing so much in your chest, really feeling the expansion of your belly as you inhale and as you exhale. And for a moment, begin to really feel into your body. Feel your body heavy, connecting with gravity. Feel your heels and the calves, the backs of your legs, the buttocks, the upper back, your arms and your elbows, your forearms, and the backs of your hands, and the back of your head. And feeling your whole back body, your whole back line becoming heavy and sinking into your back line. So sinking back into yourself. So your focus from concentrating forwards all day, you are now allowed to, I give you permission to really sink, snuggle back into yourself, into your back line, into your back space. And noticing the ebb and the flow of your breath, like waves coming and going. Feel your toes, the soles of your feet, your ankles, your shins and your calves, your knees and your kneecaps, your thighs and your thigh bones, soft and completely, deeply relaxed. Relaxing into your pelvis. Relaxing into your belly. Begin to relax into your internal organs. Relaxing into your spine, the shoulder blades, and your rib cage, and the beating of your heart, and the tops of your shoulders and your arms and your elbows, your forearms, backs of your hands and the palms of your hands, your fingers and fingertips completely soft and deeply relaxed. And relax into your neck and your throat. Relax your head. And relax your face. And really sink deeply in the eyes into your eye sockets, as if you're putting them to bed. And allowing all the little lines and creases to just unfold themselves. Let them slowly and softly smooth out. And the space in between your eyebrows, taking away those frowns. And soften deeply into that space in between your eyebrows, to your forehead, and nestle deep in the back, in between the left and the right brain halves, is the pituitary gland, and try and have a visual image of this gland nestled in between these two brain halves, and for a moment connect with that space. And allow the highway of your brain to open up. Allowing for new brain waves to oscillate, sinking into a deep state of relaxation, to calm, into well-being. And with this relaxation, with you undoing, with you not doing anything, with you finding stillness, allowing every cell in your body to light up. And allowing each cell to do what it needs to do whilst you are out of its way. Whilst you are relaxing and you're sinking and you're feeling your body nice and heavy. And begin to feel or acknowledge the ground beneath you. Maybe you live on the ground floor and you can imagine the earth beneath you, and even if you live somewhere up, visualize the connections downwards through your building, your house, down with the earth below. And for a moment begin to connect with the sky above. And then you want to very gently begin to take a few bigger breaths, deeper breaths. Maybe even exhaling through your mouth, making a sound. And then you want to gently, gently wriggle your hands and feet and fingers and your toes. And make your way up into a seated position. And finding your eyes closed, And you can sit on a chair, on a sofa. If you want to stay lying down, that's fine as well, of course. But as I invite you to come and sit and take this little moment of more stillness for you, really letting yourself be, really acknowledging you, yourself. Giving yourself that space. Even if it's small. And trying to practice a little bit of that, letting yourself be over these next few weeks. To remember to tune in with yourself. To tune in with your breathing. And so here begin to feel your legs heavy and your pelvis heavy. And feel the connections from your pelvis to your upper body. With the spine and all your vital organs lying in front. With your head floating on top. And gently bow your head to your heart, to you. And reminding yourself that you are perfect, whole and complete. And on that note, I bow my head to you with my hands in front of my heart. Thank you for tuning in with me for Holistic Silk. I hope you will join me again someday, and look forward to having you on your mat. I teach online and I teach on Instagram as well. So I hope you will join me someday. Thanks for having me. Bye.